CS to the Major. I think there's a lot of fans waking up. I've seen a few people on Twitter, 5 AM, they're up ready to watch this matchup.
Yeah, Mike's awake, so
yeah,
it's good to see the support coming through. But some great points there for us to carry on through to get this game started. The statistical point that the Prof was making, we can touch on that when we get into the game and start to see how these opening kills flow. But the point that Jacob was making about in terms of motivation, I think the goal here is the same. They both want to make the Major, obviously, but this is almost for Party Astronauts' lives, right? This is financial retribution that they could find here if they're able to get one best-of-3 win. Now, look, I think for name's sake, Imperial would be the favourites in this, but they didn't have the best of times yesterday against MIBR, and I think the Astronauts might give them a run for their money here. They're out the gates, we're into the pistol.
Yeah, for the Astronauts, this is probably the biggest CS game of their career at this point, right? You're 1 away from the Major. Big possibilities can come off the back of this.
And the ramifications of this, if you lose, then you go down into the 2-2 column. You will have to win a game to go 3-2, and then you have potentially 2 more best-of-3s to grab the last contender spot available here at the Americas RMR. So it's an uphill battle from this point on. This is both teams' best opportunity to lock it in with ease. Well, there's going to be so many more games. FNX tested early. Viz out, hopping about. Rotation coming in, but Jonji towards lower. He spotted out FNX. He's got him covered over towards the Windows side.
They're trying to split upon the site. FNX is going to be under so
much
pressure and still gets away with a pick. Opponent alone trades it out almost immediately.
Okay, well, risky business as Ben, the in-game leader of this ship, looking to go elite towards ramp. He's got one on the docket.
He's also cutting off rotations, so the extra player playing from hell right now can't get down to that lower side to help out the teammates, and Ben Lee will stop Fallen from getting any further.
Swing.
DJ to the headshot, Vinny down, and now 2 players left for Imperial. They've slipped their way into the site, but really getting this one done seems almost impossible with Party Astronauts having players all over the shop. Fizz to the headshot and Fur, and now boltz on the way out the door gets taken out by DJ. Party Astronauts have the pistol.
Yeah, and here's one of the things, right? We've seen Party Astronauts play against bigger names within the Counter-Strike calendar just over there in Pro League, right? Look, I know that PTR was standing in because Viz was unable to make it for that event, but in terms of the caliber of opponent, everybody's been high on these 2 Imperial victories. And realistically speaking, in the Counter-Strike world, it's not like they took massive scalps. We're not going to lie to anybody playing at home. But they do have the namesake of Fur, Fallen, FNX, boltz in the mix, and Vinny from the Fury a day. So I'm curious to see how much they can really put together here. They forced into the second round of play. Out squeaky door, DJ is going to hop down the vent. He goes, and rotation's cut off already. So this is looking great for the Astronauts. Looking for a successful mission. How many space puns can we get?
A lot, I would say.
Let's see how many. And you at home, play along. Count them.
Well, Fallen's going to be holding outside. All smokes up. Jonji starts to move forward. A little bit of damage done onto Viz. In fact, a lot of damage inflicted upon him with the utility. DJ in the vent will eventually find Vinny, who tried to drop in that early rotation. Well, the Astronauts are going to send a couple players down secret and now have a lot of control down towards B.
Fallen's here. FNX is here, the MP9 to sing towards the Windows side, but they need to take some fights. If they allow them to steam on in, could be some dramas. Fallen with a nice shot. Viz, the low player, falls 4-on-4.
DJ's going to hold, now swing out. The CT is trying to pull another kill back. The DJ, he bets FNX, but Fallen, his scout is finding scalps. And now Houston, we do have a problem.
Okay, 3-on-3. Jonji and DJ very, very low on this. The bomb to get planted, open side. But Ben's going to have to fight his way out. Only one with health here.
Ben lead holds. Nothing overextending yet, and a shot from Fur goes right to the head of DJ. Now Mac-10 having to fight from multiple angles, and it's out of ammo. To the USP has to go. Ben Leet looks above him. Scalp not found just yet, but eventually will spot the peak, and Fur comes down again. It is just Jonji with the AK, and he's on 10 HP. Defuse has been tapped, not being stuck. This time it will be stuck. Jonji not swinging out, letting the time run a little bit down, and now lines them up nearly, but Fallen to the shot, realizes no time left, and Fallen has to flee.
Great clutch there from Jonji, understanding the situation, aware that a kit, very unlikely in this scenario, counts it through, peeks on out, takes the diffuser off the bomb, and picks up the 2nd consecutive round. Sure, they lose a lot. Well, they actually lose everything, but they pick up the round, and that's what it's about here. Fallen will save that AK-47, carry that through to the next round of play. They will be able to buy back in without too many qualms here. Now the question is, do they want to force on the other side of Imperial? They know that they completely obliterated the forces. They have the AK. It's not going to be a forced buy. It's going to be a scout again from Fallen. He found great success on that. The AK has been donated to boltz. He's got some head armor to work with here. The impact needs to be found from boltz on this rifle. Oh, and there it is immediately.
Straight away. I love the peek down into door. Jonji taken out.
Okay, well, number disadvantage this time for the Party Astronauts. Viz trying to take some room and a kill. FNX dead. Ramp should be open for business, but they're not pushing the issue.
Oh, they went down vent. 2 players already dropping down. That's been heard out by Ponalone.
Over rotation here from Imperial. This B bomb site has been conditioned early, and Vinny, the lone defender right now on A, tucks in towards Tetris. If they just stroll in through squeaky door here, smoke off main, coming up the vent, this is not the place to be. boltz, get that molly out of your hands.
Well, the molly is perfect, but the smoke has to be used up. Fur now going swinging into the open. The Galil rattling away. Is DJ down, but Vinny also fell, so now it's still even across this board. Starting to get a little worrying here for Party Astronauts. They start to slow it down again.
Okay, well, boltz is towards that lower side of things. Fur now trying to lock down the upper bomb site. Still roughly 50 seconds left on the clock, so plenty of time to work. Has fallen. Peers on in through squeaky door, looking for a late little lobby lurk. On the jiggles. That will be Ben, cautious as ever. Has caught a bit of a timing here. Fallen, rude shock. Oh. Tag's good, but frag better.
And now first chance, he's relocated himself to the top hut. He at least gets away with one, but Ben Leet immediately takes him out of the round. It's that rifle that needed to be worked. It's boltz into the clutch with a 1v2. He comes up the vent ladder. He's been spotted, now turns it into a chance and nearly gets them lined up, but he won't go down.
Yeah, you could see that happening there, couldn't you? Just as they swing out behind the bomb box, could have been a real problem, a stray bullet landing, and would have been real issues for Party Astronauts, but these have been close rounds, highly contested early. They haven't been allowed to get away with anything too easy here, so good pressure from Imperial. The Brazilians looking hot to trot early on this Wednesday morning. Now into the buy again, Jonji, Ponalone, MAC-10s, 3 AKs on the other side. Imperial are out with 5 rifles. There's no AWP for Fallen here, and that's a symptom of buying scouts in back-to-back rounds.
They're going to be charging ramp. This is quick in the FNX. He's decided to alleviate his position, now Fallen under pressure, they swing him! Jonji just swings with the MAC-10 and has taken Fallen out of the round immediately. FNX had already dropped down, and they're still pushing forward.
They can take their time, they don't need to rush this, Party Astronauts. They can wait for this smoke to subside. Flashes are good, they're pushed on through, he's so blind, FNX is dead, the MAC-10s are doing it all!
It's just shredding them apart, and now Imperial down to just 3 players for the retake. You have to consider now, what's the likelihood of winning this, and it's just slim.
Yeah, well, they played this map yesterday against MIBR, right, Imperial, and it didn't look great for them there either. I believe it was Vertigo and Nuke were the 2 that MIBR were able to pick up. And we casted the MIBR versus Pain game on Vertigo, so we knew what they had in their back pocket in terms of the approach. But this is where the problems come in, right? And for Imperial, if the map pool is really that shallow, Prof was talking about Vertigo and Ancient for both these teams not really being favorable maps, well, yeah, it gets very, very shallow. The best of ones is fine. You can get your Infernos, you can get your Dust 2s, you can get your Mirages. But 7 map pool here, you have to know how to play a couple of extra. 4-0, perfect start for Party Astronauts. And this time round, looking to keep everybody alive. Parked up in the warehouse. Swing is about to come on through the bomb. Goes off and shoulder spotted. Easy one there for Fur to pick on up onto Jonji. But both teams have a madman, right? Fur, obviously for Imperial, likes to go aggressive, likes to get stuck into the mix. But Jonji as well, he's one of the last remaining hardcore entry fraggers. And we got to cover off a Pro League. There was some tasty things. I think DJ showed some, well, persistence on the pistols. He was quite good in those type of rounds when watching the team. Jonji, as I mentioned, great as far as those opening excursions would go. And in terms of strategical approach, it's not like Party Astronauts didn't have good ideas, just they were versing some of really, really good Counter-Strike teams. Yeah. So this is more their kettle of fish here.
Yeah, they've been in Europe for a long time now as well. So the ideas you come from North America with, you start to figure out what works in practice, what doesn't. And Astronauts will be pretty happy with the experience they've got so far.
It's just Viz, right, who didn't get that experience in Europe while they had PTR standing in. So hopefully he can kind of scoop that up. Hopefully
be able to slot in nice and quick. I mean, Jonji nearly goes down very quickly at the beginning of this round. Got sprinkled down to 14 HP, but slow round from Party Astronauts.
Now, we have to see how the rotations come through. Imperial have already lost the vent rotation in several rounds, so that's something that might ring into later rounds. Nice little pop flash to set up Ben. Close clear. Scaling behind this lurk smoke towards front main. Catches one. Smokes fall. Pressure on. He's been peppered from everywhere. What a shot!
That's ridiculous. He's able to compose himself in that position and still find the headshot on top silo, but Party Astronauts have taken some significant control. Ben Lee is pushed all the way up towards CT. He can start to wrap heaven if he decides. There's a lot of control here with 35 seconds left. They've got to do something with it, and they've lost the hut. boltz goes forward.
It's going to be a top split here, so this is really on Vinny's position to lock down the main crawl.
Oh, good peek there. Vinny's going to go down.
Great awareness. Great awareness.
Now they start to worry. They can be pushed in multiple different positions, and Fallen goes towards door, into the wide he goes, and boltz now. Oh, he's actually dropped back towards the back of Mushroom, as Jack calls it, and a couple of kills found for boltz.
Yeah, look, some odd names for the different boxes on this map once upon a time. I don't even know what the common call would be. The single box in the site.
Back box.
Well, FNX, he's been good in the clutch. He's going to have to be great now.
1 versus 2 to deal with the different levels of elevation, but he has found DJ just swinging out alone. Heaven player now left. Viz, he doesn't know where he is here, FNX. And Viz can bide his time. The time, the pressure, it's on FNX to try and figure out the Heaven player. He has limited the position at least towards Hut, but FNX is starting to run out of time. He needs to get towards it, has to realize where it's planted. Now confirmed into the fight. Viz confirms that he's not sticking it, and FNX dropping back. Not enough time now. Has to try and run away, and Viz looks to hunt him down towards the end. FNX will get away with his life, and just about will carry that over. 5 in a row for Party Astronauts.
Beautiful stuff here. Very good stuff here. That exchange towards Yard from Fur. Crazy that he even gets a kill there, isn't it? You can see he's worried about the scale up on the Yard smoke. Still hits the shot towards the silo, but all that space taken towards Heaven. Good trading coming out, and I think the key kill was Pwn alone finding Vinny in the main smoke fade. That was the key frag for me, because if Vinny stays alive and denies any territory there, it means that Imperial don't have to have their focus split, right? Yeah, they had multiple members at the bomb site, but Vinny's was the linchpin position. Back into the buys, but not looking good here for Imperial early, stomaching a 0-5 loss. Deep molly through, and that's a great find from boltz there. Nice little move.
FNX pushed further at ramp. Jonji trying to pull that kill back, but ends up just losing his life. A perfect start really here for Imperial.
And they have this AWP on Pwn alone, so if they hand that over and Fallen is starting to whirl with that, that's when I think Imperial can look their best. Fallen's impact with the AWP can be instrumental here for the Brazilian side. FNX tucked on in. Should be good for 1 if the fight from Viz continues his direction. It's a hard clear. Viz could smoke off towards the elbow position. He could get a flash to come through from a teammate. And then they could swing on out, but it's still not an easy fight. Here it comes.
Oh, FNX, good for 1. Couldn't quite follow up. Good trading from Party Astronauts, but they're still down 2 players here. Flashing towards Hell, sets out Benleet's peak. Doesn't see anybody.
The biggest issue right now is Fallen down towards B. Fur is going to be disconnected from this. You can see him trying to tuck it in towards CT spawn to cover off Hell and Heaven. Try and support the top hold right now of Vinny and boltz. But it all comes down to Fallen here. 1 is fine. That means the team can retake it a 3-on-1 scenario here. But if he goes down and they start to fortify this bomb site, real issues.
So Fallen's going to hold from the control room instead as they swing. Pwn along to the headshot. Now there certainly is a chance. Fallen looking to go down. It's on the other side of the site. Vinny's position confirmed towards Decon. He'll send the flash through, but the bomb has been confirmed down, and 2 players still stay up. Benleet playing from the bottom of the site. His teammate posted up on top of the rafters, but Benleet will lose his fight. Now it's the AWP in a difficult position to get multi-kills from, but he can isolate them. They're looking the wrong way. Now it's 1 versus 2, and boltz to the headshot. Got the angle from beneath, and Pwn alone hits the deck. But Party Astronauts working their way into a situation like that, it seemed impossible. So great stuff from them, showing some prowess even in the difficult rounds.
Yeah, so really good right there to be able to get the bomb down and take away a couple of extra kills. There was even a moment where that could have still fallen in their favor. If Ben was able to get away from the site and potentially push up while the smoke was into the dark corner and they set up a crossfire there, a real opportunity to make that one work. Now, it is going to sting a little bit more so than you'd expect. Some of these rounds have been close. Remember, yeah. Viz got away with a 1-on-1 against FNX. There's going to have to be some reinvestments. Viz can drop an AK or 2. Ben can buy himself, and they should be able to make this one work. But they want to take their time to talk this through, because a 5-0 start, now 5-1, is fantastic. It's a great start here. If they can compile any more rounds, add it on top, knowing that Imperial is still in quite a fragile situation as far as their CT-sided economy goes, this is an important round. You want to make this as easy as you can, right? As we mentioned, this is a huge game. You win, you're through to the major. You lose, you go down, you have to fight in the 2-2 just to go 3-2, and then have to play potentially 2 more best-of-3s to snatch up the final spot. A lot is on the line here today in this game. Actually, the games that we have coming up later today as well, Liquid versus EG.
It's at a point now where, okay, you're in a situation where you're only 1 game away from the major, but it's still, if you lose today, it's unlikely that you make it. It's so difficult from this point onwards. So you can be so close, but yet so far. And out of the pause, Party Astronauts going into lobby control. The setup we've got here on A. It's a couple of players up in rafters. Vinny will quickly change his position once the initial fast play didn't come out.
Not opting for the smoke walls towards yard here. Very lobby-centric. Pwn alone dropping. That sound cue should be noted from the main defender. Vinny, I'm sure he heard something there. So the communication that there's two on top of main right here, smoking it off.
Imperial have a player in secret as well already.
It's a top split.
And yeah, it's going to be a play forward.
Hello.
Jonji, he's opened it up. Vinny not in the right position, and now boltz up in the rafters. Has to use the distraction of FNX. They're still going to check boltz, but he'll come out with one. Fur now moving around main, but his barrel spotted, and Jonji preemptive on the spray. Thought he had a chance, but Fur decided to stop walking, and that keeps him alive for the time being.
Jonji's going to come through this. He is a madman.
Mad versus Mad, and it's Jonji that takes down Fur on this side of things. FNX versus Fallen in terms of trying to get back in, and FNX drops on down, and he'll take benleet's life. Now the AK picked up, rattling shots into the chest, but it's the wraparound from Jonji.
Viz needs to live. Jonji on this flank right here is doing so much work for the team. Fallen, he's prepared for this.
Oh, he's ready.
He's ready. My God.
He's going to check it. Oh, okay. Scopes in, takes down Jonji, and now Viz versus Fallen in the 1v1. Tap has drawn him into the open, but Viz will confirm with a jump peek and draws Fallen into the fight. Viz with a headshot. 6 rounds for Party Astronauts.
Huge round to win right there. I cannot believe that Fallen accounted for that flank. He's able to turn that into a winnable situation. Otherwise, that was dead to rights. But Viz says, no, no, no. I'm here to clutch this one out. And back to the doldrums go Imperial. It's stinging for them right now in the finance department. Battered and bruised, a 6-1 scoreline. CT side of Nuke, and it's looking dire.
I love how Jonji in a match like this is just so willing to make these proactive plays and just playing his own play style. There's no fear, no nerves here. This is great from Jonji. If he can keep this up, the amount of space he's going to gather in some of the holes that Imperial have had, there has been a few. I mean, look at Vinny in that position. Wasn't in the right spot to deal with anything from main.
Yeah, and it came so quick, right? Because Vinny must have heard the fall from at least one of the two players there onto main, and then still gets caught in no man's land. So you can see this is not a map where Imperial look comfortable whatsoever. I can tell you that a buy has come on through from boltz. The match is paused. I think it is a bit more of a technical variety. So we will just bide our time and wait to get this one back underway. If you're watching at home, maybe you're a North American hopeful, maybe you're a fan of Brazilian Counter-Strike, send us a tweet, hashtag PGL RMR. Give us some space puns, because the Party Astronauts are having a bit of a party early here. Looks like we have sorted out any of the issues. The game should be getting back underway any moment. I can see the buys coming on through. But keep in mind as well for Party Astronauts, even with that round win, the finances aren't great. It was another clutch, another close one. They can buy. There's not going to be any issues there, but both teams are going all in, shoving those chips towards the center of the table. Couple of MP9s, Scout for Fallen, M4 in the hand of boltz here. Vinny yet to purchase, but can operate with anything he'd like over towards that top site. This would be a great time for Party Astronauts to go back to something a bit more yard-centric, right? They've been looking a bit lobby-heavy. I know that was 2 in main dropping.
Yes.
But if they did a smoke wall against this type of a buy, and they tried to wrap around towards heaven, they could give themselves a lot of room to work with here.
Well, it's quick from Jonji towards the door fight. Squeaky with a deep smoke. Always have to be worried about a potential vent drop when that smoke comes in. Fallen scope with the scout holding towards Silo. His teammates actually pushed up very far here. Fur taking a lot of liberties towards outside, but taking their time here. Party Astronauts. Looks like they want to go for this outside smoke wall.
It's a good decision, right? You want to avoid the pistols or the SMGs that you think might come into the purchases.
Yeah, given how slow they are to do this, they should be checking out Fur's position. And given that the fact that smoke is now severed or fallen, it should be an easy fight. Oh! Okay, just straight through the smoke onto the head of Jonji.
Oh, you like that, don't you? And tags potential there as well.
He hit Pwn alone. Now they have to check Fur, and luckily they will, over the top of the blue box. Fallen a little scary with these shots right now. Sporting the Luminosity Fallen stickers on his scout. Look at the roll back those years to some of the victories he's had prior at Majors. Would love to go back again. Pwn alone, I love it. I love the position up on red. Spots out Fallen towards CT spawn and is able to remove him from the round. So Party Astronauts now up into the 4 versus 3. Not too many qualms about how this one is going. For the time being at least. They're going down secret with 3. They even have a player up on that top side that can cut off rotations. And it should be relatively easy to close this one out for a Party Astronauts, unless FNX goes huge, and he won't.
Okay, well that was the really only last chance in all of that. DJ mopping up the mess in towards lobby. Does take down boltz on the push. It is just Vinny, but he should look to hold on to this Silent Stem fort. They need to carry something through into the next round of play, and if it wasn't bad for Imperial before, it's starting to feel bad now. 7-1 issues. They tried the force buy, they couldn't stick the landing, even with that shot of Fallen through the smoke. And you knew that they were going to hard clear Fur, because we've already seen them go for those type of clears on earlier rounds, so they're making sure they're crossing the T's, dotting the I's. The party astronauts.
It's been a rough start here for Imperial. We'll see how their buy shakes out going into the next. Party astronauts, people were in a position coming into this round where their economy was maybe a little questionable for Imperial once they picked that one up, but a little bit of a recovery round. Jonji doesn't have the most money, nor does DJ, so they will rely on drops from the teammates.
This is important here. Jonji, like, he's either loving what's going on or he's getting the boys to stay focused here. Probably a little bit of both, because right now you could run away with this. You could really just destroy Imperial on this first map and then move into Dust 2 where really anything is possible. So this is a fantastic start and one where I think you're going to be scratching your head as far as the questions go of what Imperial can do to contend on this CT side. Now, their buy is back in. Obviously, max loss bonus does make this a little bit easier. Going to be a AWP out in play. M4s for the rest. This was the hard clear onto Fur. The shot here from Pone alone. You love that one right there. And this was the most important. If FNX time that either a little bit later or a little bit sooner and gets a multi-kill up close to the MP9, that's still a winnable round right there for Imperial. So they're not out of trouble just yet. A clean round now from the astronauts would set them up towards the tail end of this to be able to close things down with a bit more finance.
I love how quick they're running out the door. Ben Leet with an 8 stack removes Fallen. Initial kill for Fallen already came through though.
Prof was bringing up the opening kills, remember, Dinko, on the desk, and I still think the opening kills have been falling in favor of Imperial. Maybe only just, maybe like 2 or 3 at this point in the game.
But the train is coming through so quickly.
And I think astronauts are looking a bit more composed within the mid-rounds, have a better understanding of how they want to finish these rounds, so that's very important. I think here, that's one thing you could look to that's a positive for Ben Lead and the in-game leading, is having this time in Europe to understand where the meta is at with Nuke and mid-rounding and all the potential opportunities. But FNX, this is your chance.
FNX is holding. In a bit of an off angle, they're not going to be ready for this, and that's going to set up 2 picks, and FNX drops down into the ramp. Now Vinny charges through the door and ends up getting caught by Ben Lead's patient play in lobby. So that kill at least drawn back. Still Imperial hold the advantage.
You have to close this one, though. FNX has done a great job there. He stuck around for the second, picks it on up, gives the team an opportunity, and then Vinny throws one away, trying to constrict the amount of room available. DJ is looking to regroup here with Ben, who is going around the world, so they still have some options with 30 seconds left.
Molly forces the CT vent play, and that's the kill drawn back. Now we're at a 2v2 impasse, 23 seconds left. Fur from Heaven, a strong position, still with 100 HP.
FNX is hearing this.
Fur has got the HE lined up.
Heading the wrong side.
It's going to go down, it's going to be an underhanded, and it's going to remove DJ. Now it's just Ben Leet, and he's committing to the plant, but that Molly's going to keep him alive for just the time being. A plant will be confirmed, but not the round. Imperial will get it back.
Great stuff from Fur, and really good understanding from Fur there as well, because one of the key points there was that Molotov was towards Heaven. I think he was going around to throw the one-way, but as soon as he got the nade kill and FNX was scaling fast, he just extinguishes the Molotov so we can push on through and take that fight with FNX. So really good stuff from the two of them there. That was FNX with a double towards ramp. It was Fallen who got the opening, and then Fur obviously with some good decision-making to close this one down. So it was the old boys of the team. Actually, boltz is one of the old boys too. What am I talking about? They able to scoop up a big one and actually now put the finances in question for Party Astronauts. Now, I know that the score was reading 7-1, but if you leave the half with an 8-7 scoreline in favor of Imperial, the moral victory is going to be over there for Imperial, right? They'll be like, yeah, great recovery, boys. We've done a great job. Let's just now get our T-half going. Party Astronauts need to continue to get a couple more rounds here before half-time.
Looks like a little bit of pace again towards lobby with utility, but not quite the door skirmish we've seen over the last few rounds. And now Fallen, he's changed up his position towards back garage. He's going to be held behind the smokes. Of course, Jonji's going to try and get in the midst of these smokes, though. Fur's actually playing up on top of mid. He's going to find himself a chance, and Jonji tries to leap through mid, and that's information to be ready for the A play. But the T's are finding the picks, and everybody from Party Astronauts have done their job. Yes to the walking wounded, and FNX goes up the vent. And to no avail, he will go down, and now just Fallen. AWP. A 1v3 retake. of the site needed if he wants to pull off this round.
He's giving it a crack.
He does have rifles available too if he wants them, but that shot has taken him down low.
Oh, and Ben's taking away a lot of space here as well. Fallen might not even be able to
back into him.
save. Is he going to swing towards the heaven position? He is. He is. He's not going to see Ben, but Ben's going to see him. Bullet in the side of the head. Round picked up, and so is the AWP. Immediately back into the W's for the Party Astronauts.
And this is perfect. You're not letting Imperial string two together at any point. And not only is this going to hurt their momentum, obviously, hurt the amount of round wins they're going to be able to pick up, but it's damaging the economy. It's never gotten a comfortable spot, so you can't consistently get that op out in the hands of Fallen. You don't consistently have the utility. A quick play here could just obliterate them. They have no mollies to slow them down.
Yeah, you're right. You bang on there. Deagles, MP9, Scout. It's the best they have to boast here. This one's rough, and Vinny's having a rough game of things. 1 kill for him. 10 rounds of play. Fur to get aggressive, looking to change the tune.
The flash setup in for Fur. He's able to get away with one. Fortunately, Bentley is good enough to remove Fur and Fallen from the round.
Yeah, that's great, right? You'd go 2 for 1 every day of the week in that type of situation. Viz gets completely blind, Fur gets the necessary kill, but that's all. And walking into the AWP, Vinny's woes continue. 1 and 9 right now is the 5-7 on top of boltz, and for next with that Deagle already towards the lower site. Have to battle against 4 players here. Now, I'm curious if the Party Astronauts album is space-themed or if it's the Venga Boys party album. They came out in 1999.
Okay.
So you may have missed that one.
No, I did.
Yeah, you definitely did.
Wasn't born in the 90s, unfortunately.
Yeah, it was the 90s was a good time.
Kind of all went down the Swati in the 2000s, I think.
I think we're still... that's the thing. When you're old, you can say it used to be good, even though it didn't used to be good. It's always been the same. It's always been the same.
I think now we just know what happens a lot more because social media, news is constant, instantaneous. You just know all the bad stuff immediately.
Yeah, we get to download that into our brains every single day. Guys, put the phones down. I have a rule for all of you at home. If you want to try this, just give it a crack. With your cellular telephone mobile device, plug it in to charge in a different room when you go to sleep at night. And then that way...
What if your alarm's on the phone, though?
Then, well, it better be loud enough that you can hear it from a different room.
Yeah,
because think about this as well. If the alarm goes off in a different room in the morning, you're going to get out of bed immediately. Yeah, then you're not going to slouch. You're not going to slack. You set that alarm for a reason. And if you put it in a different room, the first thing you're going to do when you wake up is less likely just to go and check the socials. That's
very true. I started setting myself 3 tasks to do before I wake up and touch my phone.
Okay. And what are the tasks?
So I drink a pint of water. I plan what I want to do for the day.
Okay.
And I read a little bit.
All right.
And if I do those 3 things, I can then open my phone.
All right. What are you reading?
Some history books right now, actually, at the moment. I'm reading the biography of Winston Churchill. It currently has 1,500 pages, so it's quite a deep
I'm sure
book.
you're already 3/4 of the way through that.
About halfway through, yes.
That's not bad. All right, well, FNX didn't get away with the save that he was looking for, did he? Went down to the bomb, 9-2. And another timeout called. Peacemaker can get in on the mic right now, see if he can change the dialogue. You can see the rounds that they have won Imperial, and they've been close rounds. They haven't been clean rounds, and they are having some real issues. If Party Astronauts get up to double digits on their attacking side on a map like Nuke, we can almost sign, seal, and deliver this one.
A Krieg, Chad. We have got an SG in play.
For Jonji as well. Okay. See what he can get up to with that. Like, it's a big investment to make when the money's not fantastic over there.
Tech pause, it seems.
Oh, well, this is when we should have been talking about Winston Churchill and the books you've been reading. I can't believe you weren't even alive when the Venga Boys released We Like to Party. Have you even heard the song?
Yeah, of course I have.
Okay,
I know the Venga Boys.
We
I think they were
party.
I might have seen them live
We like
at one
to
point.
party. Okay, all right.
That's the boom, boom, boom. I want you in my room.
Boom, 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 boom. I want you in my room. We'll spend the night together. No, 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 no. You got wrecked by Scrawny last night, huh? You want to set the record straight about this?
All right, so that was one shot that Connor hit on me, and I destroyed him pretty much every time he came along with the deagle. So
did you guys win the game?
No, we didn't, unfortunately.
How is there a demo of this?
We got we saved it on Pop Flash.
Oh, I see. Okay. I see, I see.
But they did have Chev, one of our wonderful observers here, and he is unbelievably good. So we just got wrecked by him.
So who decides to get Chev? Is it like a coin toss?
So what we're doing is we have this random name generator. We put everybody's name in, and it randomly selects 2 people to be captains. Then we have the lower seed based on who we think's the better player, or the worst player rather. Then gets to pick first, or like choose when they want to pick their players first. So you have the first pick gets 1 pick, then the second person gets to pick 2.
I see.
And then 2, etc.
This is well thought out.
Yes, we put some theory into this.
Who was last picked?
It's unfortunately always the observers because us talents stick together, and we've so far been picked as the as captains every time.
Okay, by the random generator.
Yes, yes.
Wouldn't you make Chev, like, wouldn't you make the 2 best players the captains?
Yes, that is the idea. But Chev and I would say Harry or Maui are probably the 2 best players. We've got a couple of best players we've got.
Wait, Maui's getting to compete, but he's not on LAN with everybody.
I know, it's ridiculous. But
how are you letting Maui? It's basically an online tournament. Where's the integrity?
If you set up your PC, Chad, we can kick Maui out.
I'm asleep. You guys get back and play late. I'm asleep.
Yeah, it is unfortunate when we start. I can never really get. I get 1 map in and I gotta go to bed.
Yeah, 1 map wonder. You better make it a good one.
Yeah, I haven't won a game yet, but I have had some big performances.
Okay, so that you're not the factor.
Well, maybe I am. Maybe I am. Maybe I've messed up around here and there. I had 2 1v5 clutches I nearly won, and one of the rounds, Harry decided to spray the AK out to 1 bullet, 1 single bullet, and if he hits the shot, he kills me. If he doesn't, then I pick up an AK that has no ammo in it.
I see.
And he ruined my 1v5. Because of his weirdness. So
well, he likes to go for headshots only, Harry.
Yeah, he does.
He really just does like the headshots.
He's a very frustrating player to play against and sometimes with, but...
when you play with Harry, he doesn't communicate, but he does headshot.
Yes, I mean, what do you want? Communication or headshots, Chad? What's more important?
To me, I would probably prefer the communication.
Communication, but a bot. Like they're not getting kills, but they're communicating. Is that good enough?
Are they just dying? Or are they like are they staying alive?
They're not even getting like 1 per round. Like they're getting a couple of kills in the game. They're not actually finding consistent success.
I'll take the communication.
Okay. Okay.
In the environment that we're talking about for your matches, because I think that my contribution with good communication from the bot could amplify my performance. So I'm thinking quite selfishly here.
Okay. Okay. So you could fry out due to their communication.
Yeah.
Okay. I see how that could work. But then again, also, you could just sit back and relax if the person doesn't call him.
Yeah, that is true.
Not filling up the feed. He's just getting kills.
Who takes the in-game leader mantles? I would assume Hugo.
Well, I haven't played with Hugo yet, but he's always there. Yeah, we had Launders calling a game last night. Maui, I've made a few calls. You've had Scrawny having a few calls.
So you like Na'Vi when Boomich isn't there?
Yeah. I think we're all just kind of think we know what we're talking about, so we all like to chip in here and there. Too many cooks in the kitchen sometimes.
A couple of ideas, ladies and gentlemen. We definitely have some technical issues, as you can see, as we are talking about
our matches.
Broadcaster 10-mans, but.
Yeah.
I think it's good that you guys are doing that. It's a good bonding experience for the crew.
It is, and potentially down the line, 2 weeks in, it might be maybe rip apart the team, maybe. More frustration.
I see what you're saying.
Some rivalries, bitter rivalries, but if you play 10-mans, let us know how those go. If your 10-mans are good.
If you have that many friends.
Yeah.
It's always hard to find that many other people to play with.
It is hard. It's even hard here, trying to figure out, who's awake and who's willing to play.
I understand all of that.
Ooh.
Now, guys, I want to give you a couple of tips at home. With these players, you can first of all see some stretching of the wrist going on there. That's fine. You can do that too. But if you ever go to an event and you have to wear some form of identification, as you can see a bit of a wristband there, make sure it's on your keyboard hand. You don't want it on your mouse hand.
Oh, yeah.
Right? You need to put it on the keyboard hand. So make sure you're putting out your left. Oh, see, I feel a bit more like a prison, I think, if you have it on your foot, wouldn't it? So left hand, very important, unless you use the mouse in your left hand, and then put it in your right hand. So that's quite easy. Bit of scissors, paper, rock right here, or rock, paper, scissors.
This is communication of some sort, telepathy. Harry and Hugo were doing some telepathy yesterday.
So the admin, you can see how uneasy the admin is about this whole situation.
Yes.
Because he's like, they probably shouldn't be doing this, but they're just having fun. So he's let him lie. Is he trying to fist bump the admin?
Yes. Now he's checking. Is it within the rules, Chad?
To fist bump the admin.
Yes.
All right. We're going to go through all the rules here.
Yes. No more rock, paper, scissors. I wonder what the outcome of the goal was with the rock, paper, scissors.
I think it's just for something to do.
Yeah, I would say that probably would be it. It must be very boring sitting here and not talking for a long time.
Yeah, it's one of those things, isn't it? You can't type, you can't talk.
You're losing your focus here as well, right? That's the thing.
Well, this is the DJ's doing the right option here. He's chilling out. He's meditating right now.
That monitor glow is gonna give him some sunburn, I think. That.
Oh, he's just set up. Does that mean? It means we are ready to get back underway. Score 9-2 in favor of the Party Astronauts. Last thing we were talking about was the Krieg in the hands of Jonji, and we haven't got to see that wielded just yet. So right here, right now, it's about to come out and play into the full buy of Imperial. Fallen's AWAP is out towards Yard. Fur with a deep incendiary to try and corral any early pushes, and alone on the jump, just looking to see if he can find anything up over. Cannot see a thing right here, right now. But has a sneaking suspicion, and wow, if he tracks that smoke trajectory, he will know.
Oh, and the gap.
Oh, he's seen him.
Nearly a chance that it open up. Now Jonji, no skin on his Krieg, but we'll see if he can take some kills with it nonetheless. He pushes forward towards red, holds the gap for the recrossover, hasn't seen anybody, so that confirms they should be still on that left side.
We've seen this before, haven't we?
We absolutely have.
They're trying to target the Heaven Rotator, which is Fallen. He's currently in roost elsewhere with that AWP. You can see him attempting to come up through Secret, which was just Molotoved off. Another player limping out towards Yard. Flashes are coming, about to get aggro.
Yeah, well, Vinny is having a rough time. He has been blinded, now going a bit aggressive, trying to fight. It's going to work out, but Vinny gets traded out. The Krieg comes through. Now Fur moving into the midst of the smokes, decides not to go much further. Ben Lead is in towards Garage. He's got the bomb on his back here.
Very committed, isn't he? Has a bit of a gap, has a bit of a timing, and knows it was Vinny and not Fur. And now he knows where Fur is. Ben isn't going to get the kill. The bomb's loose. That's a calamity right there.
Well, Fur having a big round. Now DJ spots out boltz. Good little shoulder beat to get that information out.
They need to get this bomb back, though. 35 seconds, time of the essence. And down the vent into Fallen. Viz, what is that?
That is so frustrating for Fallen. Now back to the 2v2, but FNX swings out from Heaven. Kill onto DJ. Now Viz charging towards the bomb. They know they have to come into the peak, and Fur will get it done with the itchy. A massive round from Fur. The spin around on Ben Lee is really the death sentence of the round there.
Yeah, I feel like Ben has to get that kill right. So Fur's done a great job. Sure, they sell Vinny down the river, but it is Fur and FNX. Between the two of them, 23 kills. The only two to get the double digits right here on the defending side for Imperial. On the other side of things, the frag leaders are Ben on 14 and 10 for Viz. Had a nice little kill on the way down the ladder there. They do retain the AWP, but an SMG for Vinny. On the other side, Tech9. Couple of MAC-10s, a Galil, and an AK. So a bit of a broken buy. A 9-6 half still possible for Imperial here.
Party Astronauts. What is the idea behind this? The MAC-10s, the Galil, the Tech9.
They're going to pop top, but the problem is there's so many bodies ready. Fur can get to main quickly. They already have a player Heaven and 2 in the top site, so they're going to need to trade efficiently. We've seen them do it before. They need to do it again.
boltz is playing pretty close to this cylinder and actually pulls out his utility. He's going to be under a bit of pressure. Luckily gets the gun out in time, but it has been traded out by Ponalone. Vinny commits to the spray and Fallen's being dinked up. He's down to 39. Vinny finds another one of the MP9. He's having a good round. And that main smoke with a big gap on the right side allows him to keep on peeking. Benlead actually crosses back to safety at CT vent, but Vinny has crossed and tracked him into that position. No kill yet for Vinny. Benlead can now move back with that flash. He can reposition if he desires, but wants to stick around. He's taking a bit more of an advanced angle, but again, this Heaven play could come in. Benlead with the headshot. Now his teammate of Ponalone needs to focus on the Heaven extension. Again, damage has been done on towards Fallen. He's down to 38 HP. So susceptible to going down very quickly. And now it is Fallen that will fall. Astronauts once again stopping Imperial from putting 2 rounds together.
Jonji getting fired up about that. What a great round. What a great round that was. And the fact that they're able to hold that together, I'm sitting there the whole time. I'm like, Pone, you've got to smoke. You've got to smoke. Help your buddy. Yeah, he doesn't need the help. The Galil just taking the fights towards main, ripping off scalps and ripping out the heart of Imperial here on Nuke. They are in hot water. Double digits acquired, 10-3. And 2 more here before we move into the second half of play. That one there, it's getting rough now, isn't it? And that just came with a bit of a top explode. They got to be feeling good about this one, Party Astronauts.
It's just the little details of the decision-making in the clutches that are so good right now for Astronauts. And 10-3, 10 rounds on the T side and Nuke already, and it's not looking very good for Imperial. Those economic troubles we mentioned before, but the fact that they can't pick up consecutive rounds, they can't string them together, it keeps getting them into a round where they have a bye, and then they're right back down to a couple of SMGs, a weaker FAMAS maybe in play, and a lack of utility. Look at this. There's so many holes in this for Imperial.
Yeah, that's felt like the story of this half, hasn't it? And when it's looked good, it's actually been worse. So
yeah, absolutely.
Let's see what they can muster here. Some aggression over towards the ramp with these MP9s. The double F combo has been finding impact. Now it's boltz on the aggress through the hut position as well. So starting to piece this one together as the smokes land towards yard. The convoy. The party astronauts are floating through the yard position. Jonji leading the charge. Ben and Poe not too far behind him. Well, you speak Ben's name. He goes down to Fallen. Spam through the smoke. A great kill to find here.
Fallen dropping all the way back to CT.
Jonji's going close here. Fortunate Fallen has gone as passive as you mentioned. Trying to spam on through. So Vinny...
Always scares me when the player looks up like that. You could be pushed through. But Fallen dropping all the way back. You always hit when someone decides to play from CT when you start wrapping hell. And that's worked out for Fallen. boltz able to battle back. And now we're just down to Pwn alone and Viz. And I don't really see how they're going to win this one. They have got themselves into unthinkable situations when it's looked bad, but they still have to clear CT vent. Vinny has done well, just taking down Viz, and with the damage already done to Pwn alone, it should be confirmed. A 4th round for Imperial. To get 5 at the half, they're still somewhat of a way back into this, but 11-4, you don't really want to end the half like that. So for the first time, they need to put consecutive rounds together.
Yeah, I think they will here. The party astronauts are finally going to have a really, really strugglesome buy. It's going to be Mac 10s and Tech 9s at the very best, a P250 for DJ. So getting broken late, they've already had a really good half here, but you would love to see if you can pick up any more momentum. No HE possible for the squeaky door to be blown on off. Maybe they'll just ramp rush with this light buy.
The Itchy goes into the mix, they're going to run it down, and FNX, he's ready to shut it all down. 3 kills, finally runs out of ammo, but the damage has been inflicted onto every single player. They're walking wounded right now, party astronauts. FNX, like an asteroid, just lands right between them.
Yeah, he's done great there. Done exactly what you need, and the rest should just be peeled apart. Fallen again. Grabs another frag, and this one should be scooped up to 18 points of health for DJ. He goes down, and it's 10-5. So recovered somewhat here for Imperial. It's not the end of the line just yet, but now they need to operate on the T side. Need to start getting fired up themselves. They still have multiple maps to come, and if they can turn this one around, or maybe, just maybe, get it into a 2-0 fashion. This was great. Silenced M4, just smashing them as they jump through that smoke. Now, once again, we will make sure to give you an understanding of the ramifications here. The winner of this game qualifies for the Major in a couple of weeks' time in Antwerp. The loser will go down into the 2-2 column, where they will have to play another best-of-3 just to stay alive. There will be 3 teams who will end up in the 3-2 bucket, and from those teams, they will have to play out in a mini bracket to grab the last spot available for the Americas RMR. So not going to be easy if you lose this game, is the understanding here. Sakatana versus Complexity, and we have EG versus Liquid, as the match is in a similar situation as to this one. They're into the pistol. Bit of util now. Smoke, flashes, Molotov. P250 for Vinny. And over towards A, they seem to crumble. Hold up. That is a lot of nades to be gone immediately. Big kill from Jonji.
The astronauts holding the advantage, but how long can they really hold it? Faced under so much pressure by the flash and CT vent. This is scrappy, but it's all coming out in favor of Imperial. It's now just DJ left alone at Heaven. He has got a kit and a smoke in his back, but 4 players to find and collect. It's just not really too realistic here.
This is the beginning of the comeback. I can't believe Jonji's pushed and gotten that kill, and then the round has completely fallen apart from there. DJ trying to battle, but up close and personal. Fur will grab another kill. Starting to whir into action now. Fur, he's one of the biggest names on this team. And I'm not talking about the gym routine. I'm talking about the fact that he's one of the biggest fraggers they have. Yeah,
I mean, both are pretty accurate descriptions in and out of the server. But Fur, yeah, he's the player that's had the biggest performances for them here so far. If he can start to step up and show us that level he had against some of the weaker sides at the beginning of this competition, that would be very, very exciting to see alive. And for Party Astronauts, you do not want to let that happen. But back into this investment, coming through for Party Astronauts, Mike 7s, Deagles, 5-7s, already picked up. Yeah,
Jonji's going to hear this if they're quick. And the smoke wall is the reverse L. Lots of footsteps are being noted as Fur has been able to make his way down secret, has boltz along for the ride. 2 players over towards lobby, and Fallen just making sure that there's no lurky maneuvers through the smoke here to try and cut them on off. So there has been real estate gathered and granted, but towards lower Pwn alone, he's a bit of a shotgun specialist here, this man. On the mag 7, jumping towards the door. Viz cannot overstep the mark. He pushes out, he goes down. Sketchy spray, DJ trades. Vinny, he could be here to try and clean this one up, but getting away before it gets out of control. Now this position from Pwn alone. The swag 7 is perfect here, Dinko.
It's the perfect position to get the headshot. Nails it right onto Fur. Now looking for the follow-up and close to it, but boltz is quick in the headshot. He's down to 29. He is softened up, and this puts Party Astronauts in a position where they can certainly pull this off.
There's going to be some AKs to pick on up here if they get these last 2 kills. Look how low boltz is. It's down to Fallen to try and give them an avenue back on in. This is not an easy round to win here for Imperial, and it's a big round to lose.
Fallen is letting boltz make the maneuver. Letting boltz try and figure out, can he find this pick towards warehouse? Is it safe to cross out? And Jonji has got the angle to try and spot boltz as he crosses on over. Boltz isn't going to check it. Oh, it's a free kill. Jonji is right in front of him. Finally recovers the deagle. And now 1 versus 3. The nerves of Jonji, I'm sure, flying. But confirms the kill. And now Fallen has to clutch this one. Goes into the back. Jonji able to confirm 2 kills. So, little scary for a moment, but able to recover it.
Yeah, I'm sure Jonji will be having a laugh about that one because
yeah.
That could have been
instead of crying.
It could have been the way back in. But as I mentioned, it's a really harsh round for Imperial to lose right here. 1,400 loss bonus now, and should be the game, you would assume. Great shot from DJ there onto Vinny. The shotgun opponent alone, it feels like it's guaranteed to be won, right? Guaranteed to be won as you see the push coming his direction. You can see how brittle this purchase is. A couple of Tech 9s, a P250, an early nade, rings on out. Light damage done to Fur here. The smoke wall will land. They've already seen 1 cross, 1 into main. Plenty of action for Jonji here. Then more dropping his way. Lots of damage done though. Look how low they are down in towards Secret. 40 HP for Fallen and boltz. It's only Fur, the healthy member of the bunch. And, whoa, Ben! What just happened?
Bentley's been overrun by Fallen, but luckily Pwn alone had a chance to line up 2. He's done damage. That HE will not find a kill because a reposition has already happened here for Imperial. If they cross back, Pwn alone then has the angle to watch them deeper into the site. It's a real rough battle here for boltz, but he's come out with 1 in the Tech 9. Had a chance to follow it up, but a recovery for Party Astronauts. Nearly a little scary, but Jonji just firing up the side.
Yeah, that right there, considering how much damage Jonji did, I can't believe how out of control it almost got. So a great round there from Imperial as far as damage goes, but that was a force buy. Now it has to be just a light purchase with maybe a P250 or a deagle in the mix, and this should be 13 guaranteed. That's a huge round to win, and that's why Jonji's getting fired up, because winning that guarantees 2, or it should guarantee 2.
Yep.
So a huge one right there as the rifles come out in full force here for the Astronauts. It's going to be a ramp rush. 2 players starting ramp. They are prepared for this. So this is really good from Astronauts. They know what type of moves to expect. This is really good signs.
Bentley looking down, able to get 2. Just lines it up. Jonji alongside of him, making quick work of this attack forward. And Party Astronauts have 13 rounds. 3 away from taking map 1 of this and being 1 map away from the Antwerp Major.
Yeah, you can see the top of your screen right now. Dust 2 picked by Imperial. That means the Party Astronauts will get to decide the side. I would assume CT start.
That's a very winnable map, it feels like.
I agree. I definitely agree here. I don't think we've seen Imperial look their best, and that's obviously reflected in the scoreline, but Nuke, they seem a bit out of sorts, and the fact that Vinny is only having 5 kills here, a player who has the most recent experience alongside of Fallen at this level of play, unable to find impact here. Another timeout called. One of the last opportunities for Peacemaker to decide when to take those 30-second breathers.
I'm sure when you take 1 map, if Party Astronauts are in a position where they take this first map of play, then the thought in the back of your head becomes, damn, we're now 1 away. The excitement level, the nerves maybe increase a little bit going into that as
that's
it starts
true
to become
as
a reality.
well. Yeah, the inexperience of the team to have to close against a very experienced team on the other side. I think if people came into this and they were like hedging that Imperial were like 70-30 favorites, then they definitely haven't been paying attention.
No.
I think that this game is like a 55-45.
I think you're just kind of romanticized thinking back to the experience in the years gone by. But Vinny very happy with the opening kill he's got here. The smokes.
Big gap manufactured.
Yeah, massive gap to play with that for Pwn alone. And of course, he's going to play with it, but they might go to the other side. Now they're coming back. Point alone then drops back into Garage, and the swing out Fallen, ready for the peak.
I think the barrel would have betrayed him there. Fallen should have had a good idea. Viz is spotted. Yeah, the timing against them. Another big kill from Fallen as they backpedal now. They're hoping to play out this rotation. DJ and Ben both trying to scramble now. Towards heaven is DJ. He would need multiple kills from this position. One, a good way to start things off. These mid-rounds can fall apart here, especially if Imperial don't make a decision in fast.
And if they don't move together, oh, he got stuck on the ledge, dropping down, so didn't slide into the covered position, and that's going to cost him.
Yikes.
Bentley left in the 1v4, and yeah, this one's not doable.
Yeah, there was a chance there for a moment, right? Because you could see Imperial with indecision could have continued to be picked apart at the seams. Bomb will be planted. Ben to save this will need to drop one across to his teammate in the next round of play. The loss bonus there is towards the bottom of the barrel, so maybe scraping those pennies together for their 14th, or for their potential 14th. Now, a really good response here from Imperial, even with the skew F smoke wall, and we speak Vinny's name. He finds the opener onto Jonji there through the smoke. So not giving up the opening kills will be a factor, and again, I want to dial back into what Prof was saying at the start of the day. I think he was saying that Party Astronauts were one of the worst as far as opening kills would go, and Imperial was one of the best.
Bentley being tracked. They know he's likely there, but dealing with him. Another story. They're not going to be committing. They're going to give him the mercy to save the rifle. He'll have that into the next.
Just want to back up something that we talk about with Jonji being one of the madmen, right? One of these aggressive elements. So far within this game, Jonji has been involved in 12 opening exchanges. He has only converted 4, which means he has lost out on 8. But that just tells you that he's one of these more
attempting a lot.
Yeah, he really likes these more, I don't want to call them gimmicky because that's his style, that's what he does. So it's not a gimmick for him. That's the way that he approaches the game, and it's risk versus reward, right? So if he's able to get that space, he can punish, he can get an opening, and the cascade of rounds can follow. But if he doesn't, then the team has to operate without him. It's almost similar to how Fury operate with Art, but I would say Art's conversion rate maybe a little bit higher. But he does have off games too, right? So you can't say it always works. 13-7. 5 round gap now to be closed. Vinny dropping out of smoke towards Squeaky. The yard wall being dropped again here. A little bit more on the fly. I like this. Smoke towards Secret, spam through, damage done to Fur. Vinny a little bit low as well here, and they will get the Secret cross. Jonji trying his luck, putting that fishing rod in the water and seeing if anything bites. And look at all the harassment through the smoke.
Yeah, they're just being peppered, damaged as they try and cross down, and boltz sticks around.
Needs to be a trade here. I can't believe the swing from heaven comes this late from Ben. It does come through.
Well, they're down lower now, Imperial. They're down Secret. But there has been a rotation. The AWP of Pwn alone. Yeah, get down a dodge. You do not want to be caught in the midst of those doors. You can drop back and play from ramp. You can maybe find a pick on the way out here and stay alive for a potential retake. If he finds one here, it is a 4v4. If he gets the pick, it's back into the 4v3, and you can even play retake if you want, but given the fact they're not using utility, he can just hold for it again.
Yeah, they still have to account for...
Oh, okay.
Well, I was going to say still have to account for Vinny. Don't worry about it. Pwn alone just going to kill everybody. Fur just steps on in. The time biggest issue. Vinny's not going to find anything as he crawls very slow across the yard position. So, yeah, you bang on. Time is the biggest issue here, and looking good for the 14th round of play. Damage on the way out the door, maybe for Imperial, but they need to get into these fights. Otherwise, they might die after time.
Are they saving their AKs?
I think they are. Okay. Well,
there's no utility for next round.
No. F and X can buy something, right? Fur can buy Fallen close.
The wheels.
Yeah. Oh, jeez, they're very lucky, aren't they, to hold on to this. So it's okay, right? They can get something threatening through, and Fallen even into an AWP here. So
it's not a bad buy. It's not great, but
it's one of the best options I think they have here at the 14-7.
So how many smokes we got? 1 right now? Or 3? Okay.
Yeah, look, the screen's a bit far away. They're going to buy him through late. Fallen's actually dropped one across.
I just read the utility thing at the top chat, and I got confused as to...
Oh, you get juked by it?
Yeah.
Okay. I see. I see what you've done there. Okay. We'll let you off the hook for that one.
I can count. Trust me.
Is Ben eating? Sorry, is Pwn alone eating?
He's chewing his gum.
What's he eat? Oh, it could be chewing gum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or chewing his gum. Who knows? So somehow doing that.
Yeah, one of them is much more pleasant than the other. One has a bit more of a bloody taste. The other one, I think, has a bit more of a minty taste traditionally.
Yeah.
You get some really terrible tasting gum, though.
Oh, yeah. I have this gum the other day I bought, and, you know, literally for the first 2 seconds, it's got great flavor, and then it just turns into, ugh.
Yeah.
Like, I'm chewing nothing.
It has to be minty, or I don't want it.
And it solidifies, and your teeth get, ugh, it's gross. Well, this could be a gross round if Imperial can pull it off. AWP scoped in towards the back of the site. Fallen looking to crack it open. Pwn alone.
They're ahead of this.
Swinging wide. They are ahead of it, but so is he. He's found the pick. And FNX down. They haven't chased him. They haven't been able to trade it out. Another rotation from Ben Leak down towards Hell.
Oh, heaven pressure here. Ben can't get a kill across the line, so real estate given on over and plenty of time to work. But you mentioned low on smokes. Well, they're even lower now on YouTube. Just 2 flashes here.
Vinny holding, swings out to the right, headshot onto DJ, locked in. Imperial have the advantage suddenly.
Oh, this is big from Jonji. If he goes around the world, this could be massive. They're just going to hit the brakes and wait for re-aggression. Viz, just stay alive. Don't go down. Allow your teammate to work.
He's going into the fight. It's worked out for a pick. No swing yet. Needs to be careful. He does get away. And this now sets up distraction. They focus on the door play, and Jonji can even get behind as they're focused on Viz's position.
Oh, they're going to slink their way. Is it going to be event play here?
They found the opening.
For now.
Jonji still coming around. Wrapping around the back. Missed shot from Pwn alone. But now Jonji needs to go. Needs to pull the trigger. He's found one. Vinny will hit the deck, and now they're down the vent.
Okay, well, this rotation from Ramp here. boltz still holds onto this key piece of real estate. They've chased him down the vent. They understand the situation here. 2v2 situation, and they're not checking the corners.
Knife out! Oh, boltz eventually gets the pick. Now it's Jonji. A 1 versus 2 needed. Incendiary goes to force the wider fight. Flash goes in. Fur will be forced wide, but now gets behind cover. It goes into the fight. Jonji close to it. A real opportunity, but Party Astronauts will not pick up their 15th.
Felt like it was good. DJ's push towards Squeaky was on his own. You understand you want to take some real estate back here, but maybe getting ahead of themselves as far as the aggro plays goes. They gave up real estate. Ben not getting a kill was a problem too, but still alive in this one now. Our Imperial, they're not giving up just yet. A lot on the line for all of this. Scoreline now 14-8, and it has to be the eco for the Astronauts. Feeling like space junk right now.
Oh, well, it's their jam right now. Imperial are pulling this one back. AK's out. Utility aplenty. Still a long road into this.
Why has no one noted this?
And
he made steps.
Finally, they will look, but Jonji hits the headshot with a 5-7.
Wow.
That's wild, isn't it?
Yeah, he made so much noise.
It ran down.
It was accounted for by boltz, but it felt like, yeah, I don't know, scramble comms maybe.
Just not really expecting someone charging through the ramp, full open steps.
It would have been okay if they could scoop up that gun, but it's so deep. And now it's a 4-on-4, full advantage here. Mollied out, dead. Another one of the upgraded pistols falls. It's just going to be these USPs alongside of Viz's investment of the P250.
Imperial quite solid at dealing with these kind of rounds at the moment. He's FT Ghost, just methodical, setting Fern out towards the outside position. Clearing out the CT vent for utility, and Fallen just making sure Top Hut does not have a stack upon it.
This can get a lot tighter here. This scoreline, you know, if the Astronauts don't win the next gun round, they can start to entrench themselves into the double digits. They're going to get the CZ75 back. Oh, and that's to the side of the head. Okay, 30 seconds now, boys.
2 versus 3.
The heaven flank 2.
AK picked up for Pwn alone.
The heaven flank surely wins this round, Dinko.
Yeah, I mean, FNX is coming around. They are kind of watching, but the rifle is exposed, and Viz not in a position to really get much done, but P250 takes out Fallen. Good damage done, actually, getting 3 picks on the way out the door, but nonetheless, Imperial will pick it up. The heaven flank, certainly the maneuver that won the round.
Okay, well, this is where they... Look, I don't think the map's over by any means, but it's still very difficult, I think, for Imperial to bring this one back. But it's good to see them starting to whir into action, because it gives you more hope as we move into the series, right? If Imperial are able to qualify for the major after this team comes together, we were speaking about the different routes. Obviously, I mentioned HLTV did a nice article about Cold Zero and 0-0 Nation's direction, and then Imperial in their direction. It's crazy to see these boys still being able to perform to a high level, especially the man on the screen right here. I think FNX has also been quite solid in patches. And he's been in and out of the game over the last, well, decade worth of Counter-Strike here. Yeah. Bit of space taken out. Squeaky door off the lurk smoke. Third down as well, so starting to really turn the screws, and he's past Jonji now. It's a big kill from Vinny. Starting to win out some more fights towards this door. Vinny closing in on the double digits with 10 now, and Jonji on the hunt, sniffing out Fur.
Oh, he's caught him.
Should just take him out here. There's nothing else to play for. The kill, does he want to knife him? I think he wants to knife him. He wants to knife him.
Don't you dare. He's going to go for it. He's done it. Fur gets knifed by Jonji.
I can't believe that.
He does it in this game at this time.
And at this moment as well. Well, okay, it's alleviated a truckload of pressure here, and Jonji's that type of cheeky player. Deep smoke, if they push through, Ben set up for success. This perched position with an MP9, it's very potent. Death from above.
Still can't believe Jonji's not for.
I can't either. Like, that's crazy. Like, the margin for error, extremely high. Fer could turn around at any moment.
He even turns to the point where he hits the threshold where the right click doesn't kill immediately. Oh, God, there's just so many ways that could have gone wrong. But opponent alone going to be holding Squeaky. Smoke goes down to man. DJ, he has to focus on the door play out, and he will recover for just a single kill. It's been cleared out. Opponent alone burns away one. Bomb now being planted towards the back of the site. And Jonji, he can stop it, he will. 13 seconds left. Jonji goes to close, and he's done it. 15 rounds now for Party Astronauts. And a little dance, because he knows what he's just done.
Yeah, cheeky round from him. So he's having some fun with it. Knife and Fer putting a leash on the madman on the other side of the server. The space creator for Imperial gets pantsed, and here it is again in slow motion for everybody at home. The shank right between the shoulder blades. Opponent alone, taking down FNX with the incendiary right there. The Molotov towards the door, the flames onto the Phoenix. Not able to withstand that one, and it is just one round now. Can see it is still problems for the Imperial camp in terms of the buys. That's been the story of Nuke. Can they keep this game going any longer, or will we be skyrocketing forward to the second map of play? We also have the secondary stream going on with elimination games if you want to tune on in at _CSGO. To the URL you're currently on Twitch. There's also plenty of other ways to watch if you want to go check out on YouTube as well. But that is 9Z taking on 00 Nation. They have concluded their first map of play. I won't spoil that one if you want to check it out yourself. Inferno next in that series, and Overpass in the third and final if they do require. But we'll turn our attention back here at the big game of the day. The biggest name in Brazilian Counter-Strike, and that's even with Furia.
MIBR?
Ha ha ha.
They did qualify yesterday.
Yeah, you can see what it meant to exit. Pop top.
Big play forward. DJ comes out, Vinny out.
Bomb's
off
lower.
the round, and boltz is down, but waiting for him is Ponalone.
Nice nade.
Yeah, Ben Lee tosses that in towards Decon. It's open wide. Ponalone removes that FNX and denies the plan.
To be in.
Surely this is done now. Astronauts in a very good position here to have the party. Fallen and Fer. 2 versus 3. Rifle picked up here for Fer.
Fallen will be able to get 1-2 in a moment as this smoke starts to fade. You can see him creeping on out. There should be some guns on the ground. Just trying to scoop those up, so tossing it across. Both going to get something juicy into their hands, and both operating here with silenced M4s. Now together, with a minute on the clock, the bomb is loose. It is being fortified towards this lower side. How do you break into this one? Oh. Jump the corner, smoke just lands. That's going to buy roughly 20 seconds. And now the fact that they're together makes this one feel worse. Jonji peppering on through to see if he can find them being tricky on the fade. Looks like they're going to nade towards the stairs with 2. Both positions given away, no damage done, and this should be over.
Well, Ponalone holding for the swing out into the open just for left, and Ponalone will close. First map of this best of 3 is taken by the Party Astronauts, and they are now 1 away from the PGL Antwerp Major.
I don't think it can be understated or overstated how much a second map victory here could mean for the Party Astronauts. If they pick up this series, this is a team. It's just a team. It's not an org. There's no support. There's nothing of the sort.